Hi, this is Mike Bjorkman. Thanks so much for tuning into our show, Minute with Mike, and of course watching SCV TV. Today, we're with Kim Kappellusch. She is a home stager and interior decorator. So we're gonna have some great information today. She actually owns a company called Style My Space, and they're pretty much full service. Say hello.
Hello, everyone. Good morning.
Now, obviously, with over 20 years of experience of selling homes, I have an idea which homes sell faster and for more money than others. Over the last, say, 10 years, would you say it's gotten more and more popular to stage homes? There's a lot of opinions out there. Some people say vacant homes sell faster, some people say furnished, and some people say, well, let's take what we have, work with it, unclutter, declutter, clean up, that sort of stuff. So I wrote down a couple important questions for you, but before we get started, tell us a little bit about yourself and maybe some interesting facts.
Well, Mike, I've actually been staging homes now for over 7 years, and we have full service interior design. And prior to that, I did some set design work for 11 years, and I'm also the owner and founder of the Academy of Home Staging, which certifies home stagers or students looking to become home stagers in the future.
Okay, let's stop there. Maybe folks need to rehear that. She actually founded the Academy, who is certifying folks that do this in our and across the whole nation. So what that means to us, in my opinion, is we're very lucky to have her here in Santa Clarita for you guys to use.
Well, thank you.
What does it take to be a home stager? I mean, I know I could never do it. I'm great at decluttering. I throw everything out. But what does it take? What kind of personality?
Well, you want to be very accommodating and personable with people. You also need to have a really great eye and to be very focused on where the real estate market is at, because where the real estate market is very important in terms of what I'm going to recommend to my clients in terms of how much they're going to do. So in other words, if it's a seller's market, they don't need to do as many things to sell their home when I come in, and certainly the more that we can do, the higher the price offer they're going to get. And in a buyer's market, they need to do a little bit more work.
Right, absolutely. Now, going back a couple years, when we were in a buyer's market, there was a lot of times where I had homeowners that unfortunately either chose the wrong agent, overpriced their home, or in this case that I want to talk about, didn't prepare the home properly for sale. So when they canceled with their other agent, I'd come in and we'd stage the home. Now, staging the home back then was important for me because if we're going to try to produce buyers with all these competing homes, it worked out to where I would see, let's say they have a list price of $200,000. After staging a home, sometimes I could reprice the home 3, 5, 10, 15% higher because it makes a big difference. Before you walk in, it looks like a bomb went off, and the buyers would walk in and go, ooh, and turn around. Would you agree that homeownership and buying a home is an emotional thing?
Absolutely. So my job really is to come in and redesign an interior that people have a wow factor for. So when they walk in, they know it immediately. They say, this is the one, we want to write an offer, and they're putting in their best and highest offer on that property, and they know that they need to do that in a hurry. So statistically, studies show that up to 17% higher offers and in about a third of the time is homes that aren't staged. And just to put that in perspective, Mike, $500,000 home, just 10% higher offer would be $50,000. Now, that's not to say that everyone who prices their home at $500,000 and has it staged is selling for $550,000, but certainly someone who's pricing it at $500,000 is going to be getting a lot closer to their asking price than if they had priced it, or than if they had not staged it.
Right. One of the things I noticed is just how much faster they'd sell after being staged. Also, when we are staging a home, let's go over a little bit about some costs involved. A lot of people say, oh no, I don't want to spend all that money staging my home, but in reality, comparative how much you're going to get for the place, it's not that expensive, is it?
It's amazing. I've had people tell me they've gotten $30,000, $40,000, $70,000 more than they anticipated for the home after it's been staged. We have staging services that start at $100.
That's the point I wanted to make.
Exactly.
It gets pretty inexpensive.
And that's for someone who lives in their home, and we can come in and give them a custom design plan for their particular situation and how they would move forward staging the home themselves. And certainly because it's a tax write-off, it's a win-win. The very little investment and a huge return on investment, and it's a tax write-off as a cost of doing business, as a cost of selling the home.
Right. Let's talk about a little bit about my luxury clients. Obviously, I do a lot of luxury high-end properties. In Santa Clarita, we consider a high-end property about $750 and up. What I find in my luxury properties, a lot of these people put so much of their personality into it that we got to kind of take that out of there. And we're dealing with 4, 5, 6, 10,000 square feet sometimes. And you would think somebody in the multi-million-dollar price range has their home perfect all the time, but that's not true. And for luxury properties, what do you feel about bringing a lot of furniture in or out? Is that furniture available? What do we do with some of the bigger homes?
Absolutely. We definitely work on vacant homes, and we can bring in as much furniture, as little furniture as someone needs in a lived-in home. And in a vacant home, we do 100% of all of it. And so in a luxury home, we still want to focus on filling it so that it's not too full and creating intimate moments. If I have a really large room, it doesn't make sense to just have a sofa and chair and one seating area. We may have to have multiple seating areas, and that's where we bring the luxury element comes into it. We don't want to put too much in, but at the same time, we do in the luxury home, you are going to see a lot more of it edging towards interior design these days than the regular stripped down version of what staging used to be 5 years ago of less is more. We are going a little bit more towards more detailing and higher end finishes.
Yeah, very interesting how we've been staging homes these days for luxury property. As I read through my notes here, we have so much we could talk about. Why don't we go through the steps? When somebody calls me and puts their home on the market, obviously I give them your phone number. What is the step? Is there initial consultation? Just go through the process real quick in 30 seconds or less so we have an idea of how that works.
Sure. So when someone calls me, I'm going to find out, of course, whether they live in it or it's vacant. We meet at the home. We discuss the different options, and they are given a proposal and a price point, and they can move forward from there. In general, we usually work on a 2-month term with the staging, and our team comes in and gets it done in 1 day.
Gotcha. Now, I know myself, obviously, if I'm referring you business, but why don't you tell us what sets your company aside from just any old person that calls himself a stager?
Right. So one thing is that we are very personable and we work with our homeowners. We understand that even though they're looking to make more money, it's not my job to make the money off of the homeowner. What my goal is to help them make the most money out of their home. And there's a lot of options that I have that I can use with that. So we are also one-stop shopping. We can help them set up with their staging and move into the interior design of their new home or a remodel job that might need to be done on the new home. And so, as well as, again, I am the founder of the Academy of Home Staging. I've developed training courses that are used across the country for home staging, and I'm also the owner of Style My Space, so we have a lot of credibility and certainly moral ethics to what we do.
Perfect, and I believe in that. Also, let's talk a little bit about interior design. We are going to actually shoot another segment right after this. You have a counterpart, a team member who's quite interesting, and tell us a little bit about her.
So Wanda Colon she's been on HGTV and TLC. She was a design show host on both those channels for about 5 years. She's done a number of shows and had her own shows. But she actually is our interior designer. She's amazing and wonderful to work with. And we have a procedure that we use with all of our clients, and the results are fantastic, and everyone loves to work with her. She's just really amazing.
Perfect. So let's kind of wrap it up. I don't want to take too much of the viewers' time. What are your last thoughts about home staging, whether it be importance or whatever you want to say? What would your final thought, if somebody was on the fence, teetering, saying, should I stage my home, should I not? I plan on putting my home on the market, should I stage it? Obviously, I recommend it. What are your final thoughts on staging then?
Well, 84% of the people that were in a study recently said that, 100% of the people said 84% of their decision making of whether to visit a home was based on the photographs. So it's sort of a win-win where the homeowner is getting the most equity out of their home when they stage. The buyer is coming in and seeing their potential home at its highest and truest potential. And the agent, as well as earning a reputation for having homes that other agents know are always going to look immaculate and in that type of condition where they can make a quick and easy sale, and their client is going to love the home.
Perfect. Well, there you have it, folks. One of the things I know is when our buyers come into our properties, there's people put stuff in places that make it convenient for them. Like just yesterday, I was showing a home, and there was a desk in the hallway, and my buyer literally had to walk around the desk, squeeze through the hallway, and immediately I could see on her face that it was uncomfortable. And I go, oh man, that's not the feel you want. So I believe in staging. If agents or the public or my clients want to get a hold of you, how's the best way?
Fantastic. My phone number, direct line, is 818-726-6429, and the website is stylemyspace.com. I'm a Santa Clarita resident, but we do have the 818 numbers. It's 818-726-6429.
Perfect.
Thank you.
And obviously my website, santaclaritarealestate.com for the sales. For our leasing, and we could also stage homes for rent, especially the luxury homes that we rent out. That's scvleasing.com. And again, thank you for watching SCV and tuning in to Minute with Mike. Make sure you look for our next segment on the interior decorating.